There was. Hello, hi Suzy, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine too, and thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to interview you.
Oh, thank you for the opportunity. It's great to put this work out into the world from all our spaces. So thank you, and thank you for doing what you're doing.
Thank you very much, Suzy. So, friends, we have Suzy here. She's an EFT and matrix reimprinting trainer. She's also author of Your EFT Business, the essential guide to creating your dream practice. So, we'll be talking more about that book. Let us know more about the book from her. Before that, let me introduce a little more about Suzy. She started her career in recruitment and conference organizing, and then set up her own company in the entertainment industry. However, a chronic and disabling illness caused her to change track. After using EFT and then achieving 100% recovery, she became an internationally recognized EFT and matrix reimprinting practitioner and training, delivering courses in the UK, Europe, Australia, and the USA. So this client work and exclusive exercises have been featured in several books on EFT and matrix reimprinting, which were published by Hay House. That's awesome. Susie's excitement shines through when she's inspiring and empowering others to realize their dreams. She has helped EFT practitioners worldwide to become successful using the tools that she presents in her book and online program. She is passionate about the positive ripple effect that is created when an EFT practitioner excels in their practice. That is wonderful. Thank you for supporting EFT practitioners across the world, Suzy. And it's very inspiring how you have. Let us listen more about you from your own words. How did you get into EFT, Suzy?
My journey into EFT actually came because I was diagnosed with, in England we call it ME, but it's known internationally as chronic fatigue syndrome.
Okay.
So there was no kind of medical support. My mom has always been into alternative therapies. And she actually went on a course and came back and said, I think this tapping could help you. And I looked at her and thought she was absolutely mad. And and I found somebody locally. Thankfully, local to me was Carl Dawson, who's the creator, an EFT master and creator of matrix reimprinting. So I kind of went with no expectations, to be honest. I cried for an hour and a half. We tapped. But the very next day, I had an immense change in energy. I was able to do things that, had been blocked before. Simple things like being able to swallow a pill. I couldn't get vitamins into me because I couldn't swallow pills. But EFT suddenly, these things were popping down, and really easily and joyfully. So I studied the manual. I then phoned Carl and he said, you know what? For somebody who has got the work to do that you have, you've got an autoimmune illness, it's not going to be a few taps and it's gone. Come on a course and learn how to do this for yourself.
Okay.
And that was actually how my journey started, is I went for me personally. I remember sitting there 3 months later after repeating courses and doing more courses and learning more, very, very sternly saying, I will not be a practitioner.
Okay.
Yeah. 6 months later, I took on my first client. And it snowballed from there. We had great success. I was very lucky that with the part of matrix reimprinting, I was on the first course after Carl sort of had his first experience of possibly working within the matrix. And so I was there for his journey with development, and also, as a ready, willing and able guinea pig for the technique. Because of my background, I actually helped Carl organize his courses and his conferences. And so EFT became my life very, very quickly. But the universe obviously said, you've got a purpose. And we're going to fast track you on that purpose. so that was my journey into it. Within 3 months, 4 months, I actually, worked on manifesting. Rather than working on my health, I worked on whatever was wrong with my life. And my symptoms improved so much. Within 3 to 4 months, I was 60, 70%, 80% better. And I was on a plane to the Caribbean. When I first found EFT, I couldn't get out of bed and go downstairs.
Okay.
I was on a plane to the Caribbean, which was all the manifesting work. And then literally it was no stopping me. It took a further 18 months to get that last 20%. And that was really hard and to dig in. But thankfully by then I had the tools, the knowledge, and the universe really does send us what we need. So from that, I became a trainer. I started working with people face to face. Also by then, we had Skype. We weren't as geared up as Zoom and things.
Sure.
It was Skype and the good old telephone at home. And then, of course, built on the trainings because of my experience with Matrix, being a test subject so much. I was actually one of the first Matrix reimprinting trainers in the world.
Wow. Okay.
So, yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know you as an EFT Matrix trainer, but you were the first one. There was something. Yeah.
Yep, there was a small group of us. And because of the work that we had done, we were, awarded the first trainers of Matrix reimprinting, and which led on a journey of self-discovery. I found my purpose, which was helping people realize your dreams. And then that took me around the world as I was realizing my own dreams before I sat down to write the book. And it took me 3 years to realize that the book I was writing was a book for business. Wow. And that actually everybody's life is about realizing their dreams. And just as people realize their dreams for personal things, it's about realizing your dreams in business and having a strong foundation of purpose, passion, and knowledge. It helps build confidence and capability, and people can believe in themselves. So my purpose was to come out and say, right, yes, I help people realize their dreams, but we want to change. We want to help people transform. We want to change the world. And, part of a job as a trainer and a teacher is to inspire and empower others to be able to do that. And that's what I love about my job. I can't get any better than that, is being able to know that the piece of information that comes from me, the piece of information that comes from Carl, everybody's taking those bits of information. They're expanding it. They're putting it into their own style. They're working with people who are telling other people, who are then working with other people. And we create that ripple effect. And for my minute part in it, I am so blessed.
Wow. Please tell me more about your EFT business book, Susan. What exactly is it all about and how does it help other practitioners?
It covers both the practical and the emotional. So we look at, the reason that people really want to come into being an EFT practitioner, because some of us get so excited after a course and we're like, yes, I'm going to do this. And then we jump in, and of course, when we're telling people about this phenomenal thing called tapping, we get lost in what we're saying. We actually get into the technique, or we get into what it can help with. And we can actually be quite, without realizing, quite strong with people, pushing it onto them in a way. What this book actually looks at is people's big why of why they want to do this, to identify their purpose so they can actually communicate it, create their message, and then inspire and empower other people's souls to think, yes, I'm ready for a transformation, and this is the person I want to do it with. I don't believe in competition. I believe we could have 80 million EFT practitioners in the world. One client will go to one practitioner because of who they are and their energy. So I help people explore their uniqueness and how to create a message. So whether it's a spoken message, a message through their social media, a message through their website, that message is their true message. It's the same message throughout. And then the book comes into the practical steps of how to put that message out.
Okay.
Obviously, in a book, it's very condensed, but throughout it, I'm known as the homework queen in EFT. Throughout it, there are tons of practical exercises, there's tons of energy exercises, tapping exercises, and then we get into the fun part at the end, which is client attraction and manifesting.
Yeah.
Because when we try to start a business or we try to realize,
obviously we need clients.
Oh, yes. But we jump in there without having the foundations. So we actually end up jumping in going, yes, I want to attract clients. But actually, we don't know what we're attracting clients to. We can have beliefs because we don't know ourselves. So it's very much a journey. I very much believe EFT, personal development, spiritual development is a journey. And we need to start to create a strong foundation so that we not only feel really strong and confident in ourselves, but our future clients pick up on that energy and they feel hugged in the warmth of security that we've got them. And so the book takes everybody through a journey of that, with lots of exercises along the way.
So it is more of a practical aspect you're talking about. The book is having a lot of exercises, not just theory.
No, because I've been on the journey I've been on, I know that we can read all we want about tapping, we can read all we want about energy.
Yes.
And please, unless we actually do the work,
True.
Then we don't get the benefit. And that's very much how I work is, if somebody has a session with me, they're getting practical work and they get homework. I'm very much a believer in my clients get homework every single week. The book developed into a program, and I can assure you that, those guys are still working through the program from nearly 2 years ago, because they've got that much practical work that they can come back to and to repeat. A lot of the things that I give can be repeated every year, can be repeated regularly to really get the depth and to keep up with where you are. I do exercises in this book still.
Wow.
And I check in.
Walking the talk.
Walking the talk. Yeah, there are times I don't want to, don't get me wrong. I look at it and think, yeah, no. And then when I come back to it and I think, yeah, no, these are the exercises I use personally. Some are developed by me, some are adapted from exercises that I've done myself. And, it's something I do come back and do, and it really has a power in it. So yeah, I really do walk my walk and talk my talk, even if sometimes, like everybody, I'm human and I procrastinate.
And what you said is amazing. Thank you for being transparent also. When you said the remaining 20% was an 18 months journey. So that is where the misconception, okay, I just tap and I'm transformed. Sometimes it may not be as quick, like as you have fantasized that EFT works. So yes, thank you for clarifying and being more of practical and transparent, Susie.
We have to remember that,
yes, we are humans.
If it's a big issue and it's created something big in our lives, the chances are it's going to take time to overcome. It's perhaps, I know people who have cleared phobic situations in a couple of minutes.
Yes.
I know people who are still working with it 3 years later, because actually there's big safety issues and big trauma issues behind there, and also learnt behavior. So it's not a simple journey as, okay, this happened and I developed a phobia. Everybody is unique and the journey they're on is unique, and it's in their own time scale. Sometimes, I've been shocked. I've picked up the phone with a client, and I will always remember this client, bless her. She's working with a big anaphylaxis allergy, and I didn't want to work with her. I was scared. Okay. I tried all of my friends who specialize in allergy, and they wouldn't, work with her. They just said, no, she's come to you for a reason. And she said to me, I want to work with you, nobody else. It was a one session wonder, as we say.
Okay.
And I sat there not believing it myself. Sometimes it can be so quick. Sometimes we really have to do the work. It's imperative that people go in with judgment.
Wonderful. That's very inspiring, Susie, because one session wonder happens, yet there's this misconception that always one session wonder should happen is what putting the things into trouble. And thank you for clarifying that certain issues would take, some people have taken 3 years, some people may take 3 months, or it is individual to individual experience.
Yes, very much an individual experience, very much where the client feels safe. Working with big trauma, you have some clients who are like, right, we're in there, we're getting in, we're clearing. We've got other clients who can't even get to the point of even looking at it because it doesn't feel safe. They don't feel supported. So it's building that trust. I've spent with one client about 2.5 years doing weekly sessions, sometimes 3 times a week.
Seriously? Wow.
Because she had such trauma in the background, but it took us 2 to 3 months to build the rapport, to actually
2 to 3 months to build the rapport.
To build the rapport. So we would do the work, but there was no content. It would always go off into areas, but there was no trauma content. But after that 2 to 3 months, where I actually turned around and said, I don't think you're getting anything from these sessions.
Yes, sometimes this happens, like, where the hell are we going? So I'm not able to deliver the result.
Yeah. And then she said, it's because I don't want to face this.
Okay.
And then we started, but we had to work so slowly. But at the end of that time, her life had completely changed. And well, I say her life completely changed. Her points of view, her perspective, how she was feeling in the world completely changed. That when she came to me, she was looking to change a job. She was looking to lose weight. She was looking to work on these issues, depression. And out of it became a really motivated, organized, beautiful, creative woman who was happy with her weight, who loved her job and actually created a space within her own job where she was giving EFT. She was working with Matrix, with the people who really needed it. So instead of having a private practice as she wanted, she actually developed that within the areas that she was working with, and those people really needed it. So a beautiful process, but it took her, the depth that she had to go to, she needed to be prepared for. So again, it's us staying out of judgment of how quick EFT should work, or are we doing the best for our clients? As long as we're open with them on their journey and we discuss it. As I say, I've had clients who've come for 1 session and it was all done. I've had clients who've been with me for 2 to 3 years.
Yes, thank you very much. It reassures a lot of practitioners and therapists who are watching this interview will be benefited, and also think more in the practical terms also, Susie, because just 1 week, 2 weeks and nothing is happening. Where are we getting towards? And this building pressure. Yes, thank you very much about that.
That's one of the reasons I actually always look at selling packages to clients and explaining. I work in packages of 5. So if a client comes to me, unless it's an EFT practitioner who's been on a long journey, I won't look at doing 1 sessions because of the fact they're on a journey, and it takes us the first session really to build rapport and for me to understand what their journey may be. And so the first session, there may be a little bit of tapping, but it's rapport building, understanding beliefs, listening to them, seeing their calibrations. And then on the second session, the work begins.
Yes.
And we really get in there. But yeah, that's why I always say, by creating a package of sessions to sell to your clients, it helps them actually understand they're on a journey. It takes out their expectations of having the 1-minute wonders that, let's face it, are all over YouTube.
Amazing. And Apart from the book, you're also offering an online program with the similar title, right, Suzy, your EFT business. So could you please tell how is this program different from the book, or what else do we get in the online program?
With the online program, of course, in a book, you're limited on how much you can write.
Yes,
And as we can
obviously.
see, I like to talk. So with the program, it actually took about 2 to 3 years to build. Carl was really angry with me because he was like, can you not just get this finished and get it out? What are you doing? It ended up being 14 modules with bonuses, extras, resources, and all the rest. And in every module, there's maybe between 4 and 6 or 7 lessons, and broken down. And it literally is taking people through step by step. So we've got, the first one, which is your big why, and really understanding purposes. There's bonuses in there about a great exercise that I did with a friend of mine. Actually, I'm the guinea pig on it, so everybody can get revenge by watching it, thinking she's making us work. We'll see what she went through. About the needs and the values, and creating that not only for your purpose, but for your business. And then we take people through a journey of understanding, about money. We did a whole module on money. Because when we're actually creating a business, we have to be in a relationship with money. And that relationship is about giving and receiving. But our relationship with money is purely a projection of our self-views and our relationships in the world. So we do a lot of work on that so that people can confidently say, these are my charges, because when a client feels that you're in tune, you're congruent, and then you turn around and say, yeah, my charges are this amount, it falls out unless you're confident within yourself. And actually it jolts the client's energy and makes them wonder. And so they're trying to process their wondering, then think, well, is this expensive? Is it cheap? And you can actually, have clients come away and say, I need to think, instead of saying, yeah, actually that fits your energy and it's fine. So we take people through the basis of then building a website, creating a marketing message, social media, finding out a bit more about social media. And we don't go too in depth on the technical side, but we have experts who pop in and out. And then again, manifesting, looking at really how many clients can you work with a week realistically? Because this is a great one, and I've done it myself when I started. I can have 20 clients. I actually can't. I can only manage between 8 and 10 a week. 1, because of my lifestyle that I want to live.
Yes.
And 2, because actually of the content that tends to come up, because I can handle big trauma. And I've worked with big trauma. I can have somebody come for, an EFT business session or a purpose session, and there could be big trauma behind there. So I only work with 8 to 10 clients a week maximum, or else I start getting snippy at friends and family.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, that's your only problem. Yeah. So work through all of that, looking at those aspects and creating a business in the now that actually supports the life that you want in the future. So that we all look at, okay, when I've built my business, that's going to be my life. Okay, so we do it differently. Say, that's my life. So how can I make my business support that and fit in with it? So people who have got children and family commitments, or who want to travel the world, there's no point, having a business with face-to-face clients. If you're wanting to travel the world for 9 months out of the year, you need to be online. Or you need to be giving seminars, workshops, group work, developing something. So we get right in there to begin with, to figure out and create a stable business that's in line with the values that you have, the needs that you have, your purpose, and also what you want to live.
Okay.
And it really takes people through exercise after exercise after exercise. Oh, it's so practical.
And Suzy, see, there has also been kind of self-paced learning programs and there are some instructor led. So where does your program level, like, is it live where people come online, interact, or is it self-paced, or what is the combination of
It is a combination.
that? Okay.
So when people come into the program, it is open. You can get access to all the program.
Okay.
When I looked at setting out week by week and delivering, it didn't work.
Okay.
And then I realized that's because of my own energy.
Okay.
Because I like to flit. And I realized some people are coming into this, they may already have a practice that they think could be doing better, or they may be brand new starting out. So I looked at the fact that people can flit around, and also from a safety point of view, people might want to have some fun manifesting and using the energy whilst they just work through the first modules, because they are hard. You know, they take time. It's not you complete it in sort of a 2-week time frame. You know, the first couple of modules will take a couple of months, and should take a couple of months, because they make you think and look deep. So people can do this under their own time frame. There's a Facebook group where I am there and other people are there, practitioners, where we all can get together. And we've had the chance to, you know, have some great trainers and people come in on different topics. And I'm looking forward to the new year, because we've got some exciting developments that we've got other things happening that I'm not allowed to talk about at the moment, but they'll be released in January. So yeah, having fun, and I'm also having fun because it's enabled me to go out and find what people want. So people have asked questions, and if I haven't known, I found somebody who has, and I've gone away and learned myself. So we've got things in there like the practical Canva templates have just come out, and things like that. So it's really a practical emotional experience that people can do at their own pace. But if they need a little kick of motivation, I'm available.
Okay, because that's where the support also matters generally. Like if a person is stuck, hey, you know what, then the support, if there is support, people can implement, go a little deeper as well.
Yeah, and it's having that community where somebody says, this came up for me, I was working through this, and perhaps, you know, I shouldn't have done this exercise by myself, but I did. We've all but now I need to do a swap with it. You know, we have a great community, and they're all, of course, experienced practitioners. So, you know, people are hopping on with calls, helping each other out. Earlier this year, and I will be redoing it from the new year, is I run a 21-day program as well. So we all get down and we do 21 days of clearing and manifesting, and it's a 20-minute live in the Facebook group. So we have fun doing that. All the work I try to make fun.
Yes.
Because we can work with trauma. Yes, we know we're going to cry, but we also know that transformation's coming. And so I try to make the work fun and enjoyable. And this 21-day, I have people picking music for our gratitude groove at the end of it. You know, and that's based on science from David Hamilton. So everything has a meaning, but we have fun doing it.
I noticed that you often are using the word fun, and good to know.
Love it.
Yes.
Love it. We're here not to suffer. We're here to transform, and we're here to live a life of joy and love. And for my energy type, I love fun. And the older I've got, the more of a big child I've become with fun. But it's a great way. People can do this work. They can build their business and keep a smile on their face. They can do it in a relaxed, joyful, and easy way. And that's actually my premise of life. You hear me say it all over the place, with joy and ease. Because we don't have to struggle. That's the beliefs in us, the stress in us. We can do it joyfully and easy. And if it's not joyfully and easy, then we look at why. We transform it so it does become joyful and easy.
Yes. And Susie, is this program only for your own students, or can anyone from any part of the world join? And like the reason I'm asking is, not everyone might be a matrix reimprinting practitioner. or not everyone is certified by one specific body, because there are a couple of different certifying bodies in the EFT community as well. So it may pop up from someone like, these type of questions. So I'm asking upfront.
Yeah, no, the program is available to absolutely everyone, and it doesn't matter if you haven't had matrix reimprinting training. Okay, some of the questions, not questions, the exercises, that's the word, are actually tailored towards using the matrix energy. As a trainer, I'm not allowed to put out online any of the standard course exercises. So I've played with them. They're actually very simple as long as people know how to tap. So my only condition on joining the program is that you have actually attended an EFT course and know what you're doing with EFT. Right. That's the only
prerequisite.
Or else you're going to look at the content and think, what is she going on about with this tapping?
Yeah. What the hell is this tapping on?
But every exercise is written out. And not only do I take people through vocally, I actually write every single, okay, I think actually one doesn't, but nearly every single one but one has a PDF attached to it, a workbook with questions, with answers, with tapping. I don't do scripts, but tapping exercises on there that are written out so you can work with somebody. You can do it by yourself. There are also demonstrations that we've recorded, and we're going to be recording more so that people can just tap along. So I've kind of looked at the whole way I came through with EFT and transformed. I'm kind of putting it into there because some days you don't want to get into your stuff. You just want a little bit of borrowed benefit. And so being able to tap, be inspired, and sit and tap with somebody for 20, 30 minutes while they're working along the same topic you want to work with is just, brilliant. It helps shift the energy. It helps you understand a bit more, but it still means that you can get on with your day without tissues and tears and energy resets.
A lot of things happen in this specific session. I love that.
We have to be practical about it. Yes. Sometimes we just don't have days that allow for tears and trauma to be released. We just need a gentle tap along and off we go.
Amazing. Yes. So see, this was like why I wanted this specific interview was, yes, there are a lot of, I have done various interviews with different EFT trainers, and this interview I was looking forward because once after a person is certified, what next? How do I build? What else can I do? I'm not feeling good enough and I need something. Where do I go? So there is this exclusive community book written with all that support. So that is what made me to approach you, and thank you very much for accepting this request and coming over to this interview. And I'm sure a lot of people who have been certified get immensely benefited with your book as well as this online training program. Thank you very much for creating this program exclusively for the practitioners, Susie.
Oh, thank you. I'm blessed to be able to channel this energy into doing this. I'm blessed that this has been a step in my purpose. And as you say, when we look at where we can start a business, it can be so confusing. And so having an affordable thing, whether it's just you can afford the book, there's tons of stuff in there, and then move on to the program when you're ready. It actually, there's a flow through making it accessible to everybody, so that when you start on your journey, the important thing is to start. But when you start, then the universe can start sending you all that you need. But the important thing is to make that first step. And if you haven't got clients, you don't know how to do that, then the most easy way is grab a book, jump into it, and then the universe will start sending you everything you need. That's how I truly believe.
Excellent. That was a wonderful message as well, Susie. Once again, thank you very much for your time and thank you very much for this wonderful gift to the community of EFT.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you for putting together all this information for practitioners and for people within EFT and who are looking at EFT, because by these interviews that you're doing, they get access to a whole wealth of information. So thank you too.
Thank you. Okay. Bye.
Bye.